on top of the world now. Pretty well as high as I can get without hiking up to all that timber. I got a fairly important email I'm going to share with all you guys. It prompted me to come up before I leave again. And leaving tomorrow until, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. And then I'll be back. And then I got to pack all my stuff and get ready to go jump in that bush plane. But obviously I'm probably ruffling some feathers lately, which, well, that's what I do. And that's what every single one of you should do too, actually. But it's kind of funny. There's a radio tower, cell tower possibly, not too far away from me. And as I'm up solo, and there's a lot of strange activities going on in this mountain right here in front of me. This timber over the hill and just over there and across there. It's endless, right? Of course, Dave Plides has to phone me or text me, tell me he's got a crazy story that he has to tell me. And it's definitely an unsettling one. I can't share any details, that's Dave's gig, but thanks, Dave. Now I got my head on a swivel after hearing that one. Holy shit. The stuff that's going on, you guys, I'm telling you. But anyway, I'm losing light, and I want to hopefully get an email or 3 read out here before I go, and then I'm going to send that drone up, and I'm going to show you exactly where I am, and you're going to be probably pretty impressed with the country around here. Okay, now listen to this, all right? Hi, Steve. My name is John Blatt. I'm 48 years old, a single father, spent 8 years active duty Air Force as a security policeman, and at one time held 3 top secret clearances doing security for government contractors. I chose to no longer do that type of work for various reasons, but I share this because the story I'm about to tell is very hard to believe, and it's important for me to explain that I'm a very pragmatic, down-to-earth, honest person who has a proven track record of being trustworthy. The military and the U.S. government would not have granted me the level of security clearances that I received if it was otherwise. I've had several encounters with the Sasquatch beings over the years, but it was my first encounter that had the greatest impact on my life. I've tried to share this particular story in its entirety with Bigfoot researchers over the years, and most either completely ignore my encounter or think it's untruthful. Hopefully sharing it with you will not receive the same treatment, and my story will actually be heard. This first encounter happened to me over 40 years ago at the young age of 7. For the first 8 years of my life, I grew up in a distant suburb of Chicago called Park Forest and went to Dogwood Elementary School, which was a short walk from my home. It was during a second grade field trip to the Des Plaines Dolomite Prairies Land and Water Reserve that I had the encounter that would dramatically affect my life forever. I honestly do not remember a lot of that field trip except seeing wildlife and going on walks around the reserve with my classmates.